Welcome, boys and girls of all ages, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Midwest Anime Show with my boys, starting from right to left today. Pooh Bear, aka Christopher Robbins, Mr. Robbins,
My favorite
No
anime
relation.
character.
and Mr. Conspiracy. Gentlemen, I've been out. How's it been? How is life? And are they ready for what we got today?
They ain't ready. They ain't ready, DOC.
Gotcha.
We kept it pushing, in your absence. We kept this thing rolling, Midwest, bringing the people, what they want to hear with this good old anime and manga discussions. What's, what's
Now,
hot or
while I
not.
was away, Mr. Robbins, I heard that today is at Hunter x Hunter is for the round table today. So I want to make sure
Ooh.
this is kind of one of a fan favorites, at least for me. I can definitely say
Oh, yeah.
so. Um, so who's gonna start this bad boy for this round table on Hunter x Hunter? Who got it? Who got the
Man, I'm
mic?
your hostess with the mostest, man. Mr. Conspiracy, go ahead and start this off. Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorites. I would say, as far as the storyline, is top five for me when it comes to anime, even for manga. To be honest with you, um, like it starts out with the old school artwork, and then it kind of really really gets going with the artwork a little bit later on, kind of catches up to the times. So for me, Hunter x Hunter is one of those type of anime where you have adventure with I want to say game, like a board game adventure type anime. It really is what it is. So with Hunter x Hunter, you have your main character is Gon, of course. He's a young boy. I think Gon's about 12, if I'm not mistaken. They
Yeah,
actually find
somewhere
him on
around
the
there, 10,
island.
12.
So for people who don't know about Hunter x Hunter, Gon's about 10, 12 years old, and he basically grew up without parents. He was basically raised by this chick, who he thinks is his aunt, like on this deserted island. Really, it's like a small town. Only like lives on this island. And he grows up in the wilderness, and really, he was born with these keen animal like senses and reflexes. It just living off the land, and it allowed him to basically become like Tarzan. Let's just call it what it is. Basically, become like Tarzan, right? Um, and he wanted to know about his dad, and that's really how his adventure starts. Him wanting to leave the island and know about who his father is, and that's when his adventure starts. And he um, joins this, I guess you can call it like a not a tournament, like a game. But he basically
No.
starts his adventure just to go ahead and try to find his dad, right? And he meets all of his friends, things like that, so on and so forth. But for me, Hunter x Hunter, I think is a great anime just for the fact of it's really different from anything that I have seen even before, during, or after it, in my opinion, because they just make so many different things to it. And like the villains are not your normal villains. I think like they're just not just, oh man, like they're just evil and we gotta stop them type of situation. No, people actually grow, even the villains grow, you know. And they turn, some don't, but I think that it's a really good anime, and I think that people who don't like anime or haven't really got into it, I think should probably start with Hunter x Hunter, even from just their children watching it, you know. So that's what I think. I think it's a really good anime just because of the fact that it's just different, but the story is really good.
Okay. Pooh Bear, what you got? What you got for us?
The conspiracy pretty much laid it out pretty good. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, it was something totally different, right? This little kid gone on this island. Then I guess he got to the certain age, and he needed to go explore to go find his dad. And you're like, the hell, where's his dad at? He's there with his aunt, and dad just left. to go pursue a career. And I don't think they ever stated that his mother died, right, in the show at all.
No,
No.
no, they never,
It's just
and they never talked.
understood, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
understood. Yeah,
they should just pass. And you kind of like, damn, his dad is a sucky, parent. But
it's
he
Goku
goes on
all
these,
over.
yeah,
Nah, man,
go
dude
on
better
these.
than Goku, man. Dude's a better father than Goku, but we'll get into that later. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that later. Dude is better than anything.
Father of the year, and that's saying a lot,
Bro.
huh?
Yeah,
I I like Hunter X Hunter did something different with powers. It kind of took like from a kind of like almost like a Dragon Ball kind of deal, but the spin on the powers. Um, what do they call those? Was
Nin users, like I
Yeah,
think
Ned
it's
users,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they have different
Nin, Gen, yeah, they have different
six
classes.
of them. It's like
Yeah,
yeah.
six
So,
different or eight or whatever.
yeah.
But the way they classify them, like you could be in this certain top tier, you're a specialist here, and you can still use the other ones, but you just couldn't use them as perfectly.
As well. Yeah.
I like it. So that added a lot of variety to skills and power sets. Kind of like not Naruto. Um,
yeah,
you know,
because you had Nin and Aura. You know what I'm
right?
Rin,
saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
because you
It,
had Go. Yeah, you had Goyo in Shuko Ken Ryu.
right.
I mean, and then for the aura types, you had enhancement, transmutation,
Yeah. Yeah.
emission, conjuration, manipulation, and then you had the specialists who were
Right.
the for the types that be in there. But yeah, it had all kinds of stuff built into each power. No one
Yeah.
was greater than the other one. So yeah.
Right. It was just all about your imagination and how creative you were using that power. And I fell in love with that. The author, the creator, Yoshihiro Togashi, I got to get him man his props. But he would always take hiatus because he had real bad back issues. For those who are wondering. But I think his son took over now for the writing. But the point I was going to make, I remember he tied with Oda. I know y'all don't like One Piece, but he had tied for fifth because they got nominated for the top ranking of illustration of the mangas.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, he tied with Oda. Um, yeah, phenomenal show. I love the animation with it. The voice acting was incredible. It is for me. I can watch Hunter X Hunter over every year. It'll never get boring for me. Never. And I think
So
that's
what
what
I will
wins me
say
over.
is, as of July 2022, it sold over 84 million copies are in
Oof.
circulation of the manga. So it's one of the best selling of all time.
Yeah.
And for all of those who aren't familiar with Hunter x Hunter, there's been two iterations of Hunter x Hunter because I saw it in 99, the very first time it came out.
Yep.
Um, and
So.
then they re-released it back
Yep.
to the one everybody knows now in 2011
Mm-hmm.
when the animation got better.
Yeah.
They've had at least I think two movies. There's Hunter x Hunter
Yeah.
Phantom Rogue and then Hunter
Yep.
x Hunter The Last Mission. So
Hmm.
they've had two movies. And for me, the reason why I like the series is because there's a couple of I like the relationship aspect of it, right? So you have a son who's looking for his father. And, as a person um who understands that you want to be around your dad, he doesn't really understand why his dad walks away other than he knows that his dad's a hunter. And what is more important than raising your kid, you know, than go off and say, I got to go save the world or whatever, his father says to him that sparks this whole little adventure. He meets some people. I think my favorite character has to be Killua. Um, his
Okay.
best buddy. I think that he's one of my favorite characters because, Killua is trained murder, death, kill,
Trained
assassin,
assassin,
but
bro.
yeah,
Yep.
but his relationship with Gon slowly changes. As you said earlier, even the villains change. He
Yeah.
goes from this, murder, death, kill, this all my family want me to be about, to, you know what, I can have friends. I can have relationships that don't require me to kill people.
I
It's
can
just
be a
not
kid.
yeah, I can actually be a kid, and you actually watch him enjoy. He has emotion. The only emotion he has is for his sister they keep locked up for a good
Mm-hmm.
reason. I get that, and yeah, definitely
Hell
understand
of a
that. And
reason.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then his crazy brother, who's super overprotective of him, who does everything to try and keep him out of danger in the
Oh, he's a
craziest
narcissistic.
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
deranged.
Captain Crazy Pants. Yeah, crazy ways. And then, his relationship with Gon is like Gon is his actual brother in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What he hoped he would be.
Right.
And, I think one of my favorite lines in there is when the professor is training them how to use Nin and Gyo and all of that. And when he tells him, in order to find what works for you, it's got to be something you're familiar with. Well, they've been electrocuting this dude his whole life, beating him and electrocuting him. And the dude was like, the fact that you can do that means your life was, basically screwed up. Like,
Yeah.
like as
Yeah.
messed up as that is, so he's one of my favorite characters. So overall, the show isn't what I love is you're not getting all that super over sexualized characters. You're not getting that,
Yeah.
now you got some weird perverts in there. Though. Don't get me wrong
Now
with
that's
what's
my
his name,
favorite
Mr.
Hey,
Thumb.
character.
listen,
Now,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
now see,
dude.
that's my favorite character.
That's
Misako.
my
That's
dude.
my dude right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He's yeah, Mr. I can't be 500 feet near school.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen, that's my
Mr.
dude. He
Yeah,
a pedophile. I
yeah,
don't care what y'all
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
That dude
That
a
dude,
pedophile.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Now
with
hold
the
on, wait a
exceptions
minute.
of,
Now hold on.
With
Now
his
hold
cock
on,
shot.
DLC. Wait a minute, okay? This is the round table. I'm gonna have to say this right now. Okay, brother. That dude, okay, when they was in the tower and that chick who was part of that group, I forgot like the spider
Yeah,
group.
they can
yeah,
with
Uh
threads.
yeah,
yeah.
he did ask her out now multiple times, and she was just like, "You too crazy for me." I'm
Bro,
Listen,
just
that ain't
saying,
got
like
nothing,
he was
first,
bro,
trying to get.
this thing called bisexual.
I'm just,
I don't
I
I'm
understand
just
that.
listen.
saying, man.
I listen. All I'm simply telling you is that dude was he had some
Listen,
restraining orders from some schools. He can't he
nobody
like
nobody was
yeah,
off limits to my dude.
yeah, that
Oh, time I can't wait. I can't hold it back. Until he ripens.
yeah, that listen.
He loved
Yeah.
combat, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He the dude, but
Listen,
he
I
Hey
loved
don't
man,
combat.
he
I
turned
don't
That's
him
think
all I'm
you
on.
saying.
I don't think you make that face because you love combat. I think you in love with something else, and we can go ahead and say because
Hey,
that dude is borderline a villain, almost the anti-hero. So yeah, you can say yeah, he cuckoo for cocoa puffs, but fighting him is a death sentence for most
Yeah,
people. So listen,
he's
I'm just putting that out there. Like yeah, he's crazy, and the outfit he got on be like, oh, gone. He get all excited. I'm like bruh. He
listen,
be
man.
blushing like your mask, Mister, like Christopher Robbins. You know what I'm saying? He blushing like, dude, this
Listen,
something wrong.
my man, I believe it.
and
He don't take in some people, man. He don't in more ways than one. He
he a
he
murderer.
said,
That's
hold on,
all I
I
know.
want you and I like you. We're gonna do this the easy way or the hard way, but we're gonna do it. He's a booty
Yeah.
warrior.
I don't know if that dude asked questions. To be honest with you, I just think it just
Nah.
He
happens.
said, we're just doing it.
Yeah, it just
That's
Yeah,
happens.
worse.
yeah.
He said,
So I would caution anybody with children. There are some arcs when you dealing with certain like keep your kids away from the screen. Like listen, they
I mean,
not
that's
gonna tell you
season
this.
one, brother.
I listen.
That's season
Yeah,
one.
th- they not gonna tell you this. All anime ain't for kids. Just because it got
Uh,
some 12 years old in there, don't mean it don't have adult content. So let me put that
oh
listen.
out there
man.
as a trigger warning, as a regular warning. If you got kids, like I said, it's some adult level content in there, and hey, if you don't
So
want to explain your kids why such and such is touching itself, then you
Why is
probably want to,
getting
yeah,
excited?
yeah. So I would say that, but overall, I enjoy the show. So I will
Yes.
say that Hunter X Film is probably one of my favorites. Like Marcus
Fun
said,
fact.
said
Who? I don't know who that is.
who, you,
Who would you say?
what?
Who?
Mm, if I
Mm,
said something, it must have slipped.
mm.
Mm.
Anyway, fun fact.
He needs some milk.
So, so my
well for
boy
you,
Tokashi,
DLC.
he also did Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it kind of
I can
makes
see the
sense now.
similarity. Yeah, yeah, with the
Yeah,
artwork
it
and
makes
stuff.
sense,
Yeah, I can
right?
see the similarity in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh,
He did another
He
hitter.
been rocking hard since the '80s then, cause
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Yu
Night.
Yu
Yeah.
Hakushow is boy. I can't wait till we do a show on Yu
We're
Yu
gonna get into
Hakushow,
that.
cause
Yeah, we're
Oh
gonna get
yeah.
into that.
that's a oldie but goldie for real, boy. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorites. But
That'll be an
yeah,
oldie
no,
but
I mean
goldie.
he is a great author.
Yes. Good
Yeah, because if he
storyteller
did Yu
too.
Yu Hakushow and he did Hunter x Hunter,
Yes.
It's
we
tough.
can go ahead and say he's like the James Cameron of anime, basically. Because
Goat.
if you
Yeah,
did two back to back hit series, not I mean it's a blessing to get one that's a hit. He got two
two.
that were
It's two.
very popular. So
And I think a lot of people also get influenced off of his work too. Other manga artists.
well, listen, I don't see how, man, when it's something that good, I mean, how can you not? I mean, they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they tell you. So,
I
I
like
Yep.
mean, if people are imitating his art, I mean, you can't be mad at that, but that's all. I mean, that's all I can really say. Look, it's a phenomenal series.
I think the
If you're
dude,
getting started,
Naruto
mhm.
guy, looked up to him too. Arthur, dude Naruto. I think
Hey,
he looked up to him too.
all I know is hey, greatness. Hunter x Hunter will be around for 50, 60, 70
I hope
years.
so.
They'll be, they'll be talking about Hunter x Hunter for a long time. So
I
that
just
What was
much
your
I can
favorite
tell.
art? Since we still in this round table, man, what's your favorite art, DLC?
Are you just talking about from Hunter x Hunter,
Yeah,
or are
from
you just
Hunter
talking
x Hunter. Yeah, from Hunter. Yeah, man, from Hunter x Hunter. What is your favorite? I know what mine is. What's your
my favorite art?
arc?
arc, arc.
Oh,
Arc.
my favorite. Oh man, that's real simple, man. The lead up to get to the video game.
Oh, okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Mine's a
okay.
video
Because
game.
yeah, the lead up to getting that game console, because the reason why I say I like that is because you also get to see your dude who's a specialist against the spiders.
Yep, that is.
And
Yeah, yeah.
that's part of that lead up before they get there, because they break off right before that happens and they go to that island arc. And when you get to see him, because a specialist, for everybody who doesn't
Kurapika.
know, yeah, he can use in his special ability, because he put that chain on his heart to strengthen his
Yeah.
resolve. So anything with a spider, he can use all of the aura abilities. And
Yep.
so at that point in time, nobody knew that, but he can use them all to the maximum amount as long as he's fighting those people, because they killed all of his people, stole their eyes, them scarlet eyes he has. And so as long as he's fighting them, like, that dude is basically invincible.
That
You
dude
know
a
what I'm saying?
monster.
So that was
Yeah.
probably that's why it was one of
Right.
my favorites, especially when he fought the really big old buff dude who came for him.
Oh yeah,
And he just
ruthless.
and that dude thought he was somebody special. Nobody else wanted to fight him. And he put
Right.
that dude in the ground. He
Kurapika
murdered
came to
him with,
him, boy.
yeah,
Called
Listen,
him
the
out, told
amount
him
of
to come see him.
conviction. I'm just
Yeah.
saying the
yeah,
amount of conviction. You're like, hey, if I for all this, I give my life. I put a heart. I got a thing next to my heart, because if it's not a spider, hey, screw it, take my life.
yep,
Like, that's cold, bro. Like, I don't care.
That's McNasty right there.
yeah.
That
Phantom
that
Troop arc
conviction.
is what it's called.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's called
yeah.
the Phantom
Yeah,
Troop.
that's the
Yeah,
part. Yeah,
the Phantom Troop right before they go to
yeah. The
Greed
fantasy
Island. But
part is dope.
yeah, Phantom, that was probably one of my favorites. What about you, Mr. Conspiracy?
Man, let me see, man. I think it's gonna be the one. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. That's probably number two for me, tied. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It have to be, and only reason why is because he is a monster, and that's the one. That's the arc with the ants.
Yeah,
Chimera Ant. Yeah, the
Chimera.
Yes.
Chimera
Yeah,
Ant.
art.
When Isaac Naruto fights King. Like, I love that battle. And just like King himself, who people don't know is basically the king of all species, basically what he was born to be. Right? He's the son of the ant queen of all monsters, right? And he was born, basically killed his mother. That's basically what happened. Spoiler alert, don't care. But basically killed his mother and he is just basically looking, to just basically rule because that's what he was born to do. And he's a monster. And the crazy part is that this dude is a newborn. And can't nobody see him. He's a newborn. And it's like, dude, how powerful will you become when you actually grow up? Right?
Uh, uh,
Like,
so, Mr. Conspiracy, I got a question for you. Now,
so
I know, I'm gonna throw this at you. Do
okay.
you think that the Ant King Miriam could have beaten Gon after he snapped
Yeah.
at
Yeah, he'd
at
have killed
his
him.
full power?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have killed him. Yeah, Gon would have been killed easily. Yeah. 100%. That wouldn't even been an issue. 100%. And here's why I say that is because Gon as an adult, like if he was just an adult, right? Without going from what we saw in anime, like if he was just an adult form, period, right? He was already like just an adult, he would like match probably Isaac Naruto, who for people who don't know is basically the head of the Hunters Guild, right? He's considered the strongest human in history. Considered, right? Gon as an adult would be considered on equal footing with Isaac in his prime. You know,
Here,
he would be
here's
around
my
there.
thing with that. I like how you brought that. But see, here's the thing. His power got boosted from his child level. I would have loved like so. What if he was, because he wasn't even fully developed yet in his powers. What if he got to a point he grew up and
That's what
then
I'm
went into
saying.
that state?
So
I
what I'm
think he'd
saying
have
is
been.
that him as an adult, he would already have that ability. Is what I'm saying. Like he would be like as an adult. You know what I mean? Like if he was an adult, I think he would be on the level of
No, the
Isaac
thing
when
he
Isaac
did
was in his
was
prime.
that what he had done was taboo. That
Well,
wouldn't that
yes,
wouldn't have been
yes.
like he had tapped into something like you were never supposed to do when he did, and that's why he was near death. Well,
Well,
I'm saying going into Ted as an adult in that state.
Well, you can't. The reason why he can't do that as an adult is because he would have already tapped into what he would have become because he's an adult already. The reason why he was able to do that is because like the reason why that is taboo is because he tapped into what he would have
So that was
become.
his future
Basically
state.
used that was his
yeah.
future state.
He,
Oh,
he,
okay,
he
okay. I
Is what he
stand
did.
corrected.
so
Yeah.
I stand corrected
so
in my.
I'm gonna jump in. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna disagree with you for a reason on this one. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the only reason why I disagree with you is because Nefer P2 or whatever her name is that. So she even said, "I'm glad you're taking it out on me because her fear was that he would kill the king in his rage." And I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
tell
remember
you,
saying
and
that.
she feared him. That's why she took that battle instead of him going to the king, and she feared his rage after she saw what his true potential was. Because let's call this what it was. He had reached the maximum potential a human being could go to. Basically, he had reached like every. I mean, basically, if you took the super serum, the super soldier serum for Captain America, and it boosted you to the peak of human efficiency, that power, because it is taboo, he tapped into everything, every possible possibility for his like the perfect state he could be in with the absolute amount of power it would have taken to destroy her or whoever he it was in his way. Now I understand you're saying it because he fought her, but he fought her he got the power he needed to her level. If he would have been the king, if you'd have flipped the roles around, and the king would have been the one who killed Kite, and he saw it in front of him, then I believe that that ability he tapped into would have given him the ability. I'm not saying he would have been able to kill him 99 out of 100 times, but it would have given him enough power under those conditions to be able to beat him. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like when Doctor Strange was like, "Hey, look, there's a million all these possible, but only one where you win." I think that's the only reason why that works. In that one scenario, under that one set of conditions, he could beat him. But any other time, no, I agree with you. He'd lose hands down. But it was because of the rage and what he basically, like Full Metal Alchemist, he did equivalent exchange. He said, "I'm going to sacrifice my whole future
Hmm.
self, every possibility to get all the power needed to win this fight." And that's basically what he did. And that's why he was basically about to die, because he used up his life force. Just
Yeah.
call it what it is. He used up every potential of his life force for 80 some odd years and compacted it down into, minutes to give him all that power. So in that moment, he was, she feared him because of how powerful he would become, and his power kept growing because
Yeah.
he was not satisfied until she was basically dead, and his rage kept rising. The more she fought him, the angrier he got, to basically she submitted. And then his power started to drop down and he basically was about to die. Basically. That's
So
my only thing I would say on that, Mr. Conspiracy.
here's here's what the problem is. The problem is that if you just go based off of what he did to her, he had to act in a certain amount of time because like you said, he was dying. Like he was burning his life force. That power didn't last long at all. It didn't. It didn't last long at all. And I don't think that it would have lasted long enough for him to beat the king. For him to
Well,
beat
that's
King.
why I said it's under a very specific conditions in order for him to win that fight. That's why I said this is that 1 out of 1 million shot that you got, right? Because here's the thing: the king wouldn't know that all that power that he has a time limit on it. He wouldn't understand that, being that he's a newborn too. So you don't know, how he's gonna. What all I can simply tell you is what he did was basically, I'm gonna fight you to whatever limit it takes me to be able to kill you. Now, whatever that time frame is, it was going to be in that time frame. Now, you're right. If the king could hold out for more than maybe 30 minutes or whatever, sure, you win that. But that's not saying he's going to fight tactical like that. He's going to be like, oh, you're an ant. You're a peasant to me. So let me go ahead and what do I do with peasants that get in my way? I'm going to just kill you. Because when he fought, what's his name? He fought him at the maximum level. He could fight him at, but because, like you said, over time, as the time started to run out, that old man just, he wasn't in his prime. But like I said, I just think under that specific condition, he could win. Other than that, no. That Ant King was a monster. I mean, there's no doubt. Like, there's nobody who in that series or in that show, I don't think could
I
have a
mean, that
chance
sounds
against
like,
him.
But
man,
I
we
think
don't even
Nero in
need.
his prime, he would have fared a lot better than what he did.
I think
Yeah,
so.
but he still would have lost.
Well, it came down to time for him. You know what I'm saying? Because as the fight drug on, the Ant King's stamina, if he wasn't dying of poison after he, after he lost and he poisoned him, if he wasn't as old, I don't think it would have mattered. I just didn't think he had the stamina to keep up with him, just because he's an animal basically. So his
Yeah.
endurance was just off the charts. I
Well, here
don't
was
think
the issue.
yeah,
Here's the issue, DOC. I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, you
here's the
fine.
issue. And you actually mentioned it. The fact that he was a newborn is the only reason why. Because like if you remember in like when they were actually fighting, um, if you remember, he actually mentioned the whole fact of like, I'm basically buying time is what
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing because I know
Yeah.
that I can't beat him. I'm
Yeah.
actually buying time because he has no idea how to fight. So the king was basically learning how to fight when he was fighting the old man because he
Yeah.
never fought before. So he was actually learning as he was fighting. And that's why he was getting harder to beat. The longer that fight went on, he was just dragging him
Yeah.
out at that point. Poisoning him was all he was doing because he knew he couldn't do anything. He's like, oh man, okay, he's learning and he's getting stronger as he goes, and he's just now being born. Like, so yeah. I mean, if you really put it to just him being a newborn, right, and him actually just give him a year, give King a year of being alive. You know what I mean? Versus Isaac in his prime, and I mean, he ain't gonna
Again,
fare much better.
nah, like I said, that was a L just because of the powers, and you got to remember the queen was ingesting hunters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, they were bringing her hunters, they were eating hunters, and it was making them more powerful. So, I mean, just think she died giving birth to him. And he was the most powerful, all of those hunters, all that energy and all that stuff he absorbed. That's why, he was so much further, that's why anybody would have had a problem with him. Now,
Oh yeah.
if those monsters weren't eating hunters, then when he was born, they'd probably, wipe the floor with him. But the fact that, you start introducing animals who have human abilities and they got access to Nin and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, that dude is, now you're talking about the animals with peak human efficiency, with a human intelligence, with their power. So yeah, I mean,
So where that dog come from?
that would, I mean, that would be no difference than us giving you know what I'm saying? That'd be like giving a lion human intelligence, but he still retains his body, and he go out hunting hunters. I mean, and that'd be ugly. So I mean, great show. I mean, that's all I can say. It's a great show, well written, great
All
characters, great
right,
villains.
people.
Is it
So
time? Is
yeah,
it time?
round table is over with, man. You know what I'm saying?
And now, this world shall know pain.
It's time for Anime Fisticuffs! DLC. Who do we have lined up for today?
So, thank you. Been waiting for this on my vacation. Fisticuffs is probably one of my favorite parts of this show. Um, so today we have Saber from Fate Stay Night. I don't know which version we getting. And we've got Scar from Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know which version of him we're gonna use for this little shindig. So since there's only three of us, I think last time I kind of did this a little differently than
So
when
I'm
it's
gonna
four
take it
of us.
over this time, DOC. We're gonna do something different. I'm gonna take this over. It's your hostess with the mostest, Mr. Conspiracy, baby. So what
Gotcha.
we gonna do is we're gonna do DOC for the first time ever being part of the Fisticuffs. Okay, we're gonna give him Saber,
Oh snap.
and he's gonna go against my favorite anime character, Pooh Bear.
Negative. We gonna fight you tonight.
Could have sworn I was the host right now. You know what I'm saying? On this segment, like I could have sworn I
Nah,
was the
the
host
better
right now.
fight's gonna be between you two, I think.
Oh, so you the host now? You fight you the host.
Yeah.
Christopher
Yeah.
Robbins, you the
I
host.
need I need Doc and Mr. Conspiracy Theory to go heads up. I didn't
Put
wait
this
for
on
this.
record. He is no longer my favorite anime character. Put this on record. I don't like him
That's
no more.
okay. That's
Matter of
okay.
fact, hold on. Flag on the play.
Nope. The people have been waiting for this fight. Yes,
All
the
right,
people, sir.
fine.
I'm representing the people.
So I'm gonna take Scar, okay, from Full Metal Alchemist to DOC. I'm gonna go ahead and give you Saber since Pooh Bear want to go ahead and be the host of this segment. Let's go ahead and give it to him. Pooh Bear, go ahead and handle it.
Like my boy Mr. Conspiracy said, we got Saber going against Scar. Oh, let's see. I need something. Hold on. Oh. Watch my fanny. It belongs to me. All right. Okay, I got a quarter. Heads or tails, Doc?
I'll take heads.
Heads it is. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this on real easy. First,
Oh, it's gonna be easy.
no, it's
All
not
right,
that it's
I
gonna be
will.
easy. You gotta call my person by her real name and you gotta respect her. Arterial Pendadragon. So you gotta call her by who she is. Saber is just one of her names, but who she really is King Arthur female version. All right. She is a Saber class servant. You know what I'm saying? She has fought in the fourth Holy Grail War, the fifth Holy Grail War, and she is one of the three heroic spirits that you always see in Fate Stay Night. Now, what makes her special? Okay, because she was a knight, because of her training and everything like that. Her special ability, which you gotta love, man, all the swords. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love the swords and her ability for combat. Now, I'm gonna tell you where your person is going to have a problem. Now, Scar is a close hand to hand combatant. Okay, he does that. But guess what? My character can do long distance. She can do medium distance, and she can fight up close. You know what I'm saying? Now, with your boy being able to only do stuff up close, first of all, you're not gonna be able to get to her. Period.
Ooh.
And I believe that's gonna be your downfall because yeah, you got a little special little right arm that your brother gave because he threw his life away with look that can blow stuff up, and that's fine. But what you gonna do when the whole sky opens up and she's shooting everything at you? Your boy ain't got no super speed. He ain't got no super legs. He ain't nothing special about him other than his arm. That's the only part of him that makes him an alchemist. So, and I'm gonna tell
Ooh.
you in the great words of Uncle Ben from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's my responsibility to tell you, your boy taking an L today.
Let's get serious. Let's get. You gonna take that? You
Really,
need some
DLC?
milk.
Really?
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do, people. We're gonna do this right now. I like DOC's argument. I understand what he's saying. Pendragon, she a beast. You know what I'm saying? Female King Arthur. I get that. Like I didn't seen her. She's strong as all get out. I get that. She really is a jack of all trades, all around fighter. There's no getting around that. I give her props 100%. Now, she not Deadpool, but she's something.
Yeah,
Um,
unicorn.
now, so my boy Scar, here's one thing that he does have, and this is one thing DLC is wrong about. First of all, he can jump building to building, all that type of stuff. My dude do got super legs. Okay, I done seen him jump. You know what I'm saying?
Quads.
5-story buildings, just boom, boom, boom. So dude got quads on. Okay, you know what I'm
Quads.
saying? He be doing them exercises. Um, and he actually strong. Like he has pretty good strength. And on top of that, he's an excellent hand-to-hand fighter, 100% melee hand-to-hand combat fighter, 100% that. One thing when it comes to Saber, that I know that my boy he's a specialist at for a fact, and this comes with her only weakness, Saber's only weakness that you didn't bring up, and I know you're gonna be like, oh man, that's not a real weakness. You know what? Is her chivalry code, man. Like um, so Saber, of course, she a knight. She
So,
the greatest. Now hold no, let me finish. Now. Okay.
No
Okay.
rebuttals yet.
So so here's the thing about Saber. She refuses to rely on underhanded tactics. Right? Like she's not gonna do that. And one of her biggest weaknesses is that her sixth sense can be fooled by things that Saber has no experience with or in. Right? And my boy Scar, I feel like it's something that she ain't never seen before, in her universe. Like my man is a vigilante, he's a terrorist, like he's an alchemist, but not an alchemist at the same time. And that's something she's never faced before. And because of her inexperience with that, and because of his, I guess you call his evildoer mentality, he's gonna use all the underhanded tricks he possibly can. I'm talking about from get go, from jump. He not gonna wait. He not gonna wait for her to cast one of her, night spells and do her Pendragon stuff and meteorite sprawl from the sky. He not gonna wait for that. Like he gonna do underhanded taxes as soon as he find out he got the bang. He gonna start doing underhanded taxes, and I guarantee you that little arm that you talk about with the tattoo is gonna come into play. Okay, he gonna get her. That's all I'm saying. He gonna get her. All right.
so I think somebody's not living in reality. That's what I think. I
Oh,
think here's your big problem with your boy. You think because he a terrorist that he underhanded tactics is that gonna mean something? My my particular character in this fight, she didn't live through holy wars. You think they ain't been fighting underhanded to fight them in no holy wars? You think everybody play by some chivalry rule, and that's why she didn't been alive? That's why she's one of three heroic spirits, not a nobody. So you got to remember, yeah, you might be underhanded, but there's a limitation to what you can do with your one arm. So if I take the rest of your body is vulnerable. Again, you can jump some buildings, but can you dodge in midair a bunch of stuff flying through the air? No, you can't. So you gave me a bunch of weaknesses you got. You ain't told me no weaknesses my girl got. So I need you to bring, if you're gonna bring a fight to her, you better be on the level of somebody else, because this dude ain't it. All right. You over
So
here
see,
hyping
you ain't
him up
no,
like he
no,
no, hold
no,
on, hold on.
no,
I'll let
no,
you talk. You
no.
get back to you hyping him up like he's a lottery jackpot winner when he only got three numbers out of the five. That's all he is, bruh. He ain't the truth. He ain't that dude. I mean, you know it. I know it. Pooh Bear know it. That's why you can't even see him laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look, I'm telling you, because of his level, his alchemy, and everything like that. In his world, he's a big shot, and I grant you that he's a bad dude in their world. But in her world, that dude might as well be a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Might as well be a peasant compared to her. She a king, so you better get it right when you come talk to Saber.
You done because you didn't even, you know what I'm saying? You didn't even bring up like what I talked about her real weakness was, like her main weakness. You didn't even rebut that part of what I said, you know what I'm saying? Because like the whole fact is that, bro, she ain't never fought an alchemist before. She ain't never fought no dude like him. She may have
And
seen
he
it,
ain't.
no. She ain't never seen no alchemist, you know what I'm saying, before. She ain't never dealt with. And matter of fact, the only reason why she is what she is because of, how she was
We,
born.
oh.
You know what I'm
So the
saying?
only
I
reason why
mean,
he is the way
and
he is
no,
because his
no,
brother sacrificed his arm, his whole
nope,
body
no,
for
no,
your
no.
arm.
His intelligence, like his high intelligence, didn't come from his brother. His hand-to-hand combat didn't come from his brother. Okay, like his actual physical abilities didn't. Nope. Let me finish now. Let me finish. Okay, because you're talking about holy wars and stuff. Yeah, her throwing up crosses and having her little lance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Doing all these little, you know what I'm saying, mage spells that she didn't learn from who's that wizard?
Hey
Merlin.
man,
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all because she learned some 2-bit magic tricks from Merlin, don't mean that she can throw hands with my dude. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that don't mean she can throw hands with my boy.
so if we take what you just said into account, okay, you just said, okay, he ain't never seen nothing like her. He's a regular person with a special arm. You might as well call him the Winter Soldier, hell, for this episode. He ain't special, man. You know what I'm saying? You think,
You,
you know what I'm saying? She got a weakness that he gonna be able to exploit because you like she ain't never seen nothing like him. He ain't never seen nothing like her. That's how I know it's an L coming. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's a terrorist. He ain't used to fighting nobody like that. He used to little run gun tactics. You go fight somebody a few seconds here, a few seconds there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't used to fighting nobody in no long battle. I mean, man, you sell it. If with the exception of his arm, what he got? Tell me what's so special about him other than his one little arm. It's special because to me that's the only thing you got that can destroy her weapons. You ain't gonna be able to touch her. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to get close enough. You're not. He's just a human. All right, with a special arm that his brother threw away his whole life for. That's what I'm trying to tell you,
so let me
Mister
ask you a question
Conspiracy.
then, man, because I didn't want to do underhanded tricks. You know what I mean? Because I ain't watched that show in a minute. I don't want to do underhanded tricks. But if I remember correctly, right? Isn't she the servant of a regular dude that, like without him, I could have sworn that,
Yeah, but
she
too bad for this anime fisticuffs. We didn't use it. We just said her as a character. We didn't say nothing
nah,
about her
nah,
serving Pat.
nah.
No, you didn't say nothing about that. We ain't
We
never
talk
used.
about it.
You know,
We didn't
sad.
throw it out. Did we
You know,
throw it
sad.
out? Pooh Bear didn't throw that out though.
So you want us to do so you want us to do it with which version of her? I asked you, and specifically I said, which version of Scar you giving me too? I
And
specifically
we didn't
said that.
answer that. We
You
didn't
know what I'm
answer that.
saying?
You
So
know?
you wanna bring in the fact that she has a human servant because it's the only way she can be summoned, or are you just trying to find some way to stay level headed on this fight because you're getting your butt whooped? Which one is it? It's okay
First
if
of
you're getting your
all,
butt whooped and you need to bring some.
if we take, okay. The only things, you know what I'm saying, that you said true. okay, was the first thing you said, and then the half of the second thing that you said, because the whole butt
Sa-
whipping thing ain't even happened
I-
yet. Because you
sa-
know,
sa-
see, here's what the problem is, DOC. Here's what the problem is, brother. Okay, here's what the problem is. The
uh-huh.
reason why you want to take out the whole she's a servant aspect is because you know for a fact if we threw that in there, it's an automatic L for you. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
actually,
I'm gonna have to call a DOC for you, man, just to help you live. Just to
I
help you out,
listen.
man. Cardiac arrest, baby.
Listen, if you put the servant in there, you're really gonna die then.
Oh, come on, man.
Because here's the thing. She can't refuse what the servant says. So all that little underhand stuff, if the servant tell go kill him with no mercy, it doesn't matter what tactics he's used. He a dead man. That'll
All
be
he gotta
holding.
do is kill him. What you
He
talking
does he
about?
know that though? No, he doesn't know that. See,
Oh my
you
goodness.
talking like it's you. He ain't gonna know that servant belongs to him. He just be there on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? He
Oh,
might
so
be
now
hitting. So I'm saying,
we just gonna
I
make up
look,
now like the battle environments and stuff
I
just on
listen.
hand just to
I
fit
you the
your
one.
just to
I look.
fit
You
your
the one.
argument.
Yeah, you the one brought this up trying to fit your narrative because
Okay.
you was
Well,
losing. So hey, when you want to play with
no,
these
no,
loose
no. I
rules,
wasn't losing, man. I wasn't
that
losing.
I look, them rules
I
was as
wasn't
loose
losing.
as somebody on at church on
Okay.
Sunday
So
that
they
need
in
to
the
be in
city
there.
right now. They in the city right now in the back streets alleys. Okay. He's seeing homeboy. He just summoned homeboy. He like, oh snaps. He just summoned Pendragon. That means that I gotta kill him to get rid of her. Boom. He an alchemist, man. He already know what the deal is, man, when it comes to summonings. He
Man,
killed homeboy. Pendragon is done. Dude, I won.
is there any what if scenarios you
I
want to
won.
put in there too? Any other special little things you need to add in there to make this
Brother, if
fight
you want to
more
add a what if segment, we can do that.
you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
if you want to
I don't
add a what if segment, we can go down that
I
path.
don't need I don't need the what if say because your boy K went on his own merits. You gotta bring in something else to have even a chance at victory. And that's okay.
I
Listen,
gotta
if
bring
I'm
it
losing,
really.
listen, why don't you I'm gonna be the New England Patriots. I'm gonna try and cheat my way through too. I understand what you're doing. Listen, you need all the help you get. So you grasp it. That's fine. You want to grasp
I
bringing
ain't got a grass, brother.
the summoning of a servant, you
It's
need
in
the
the
human of
show.
it.
Is it not
You know what
part
I'm
of the
saying? I
show?
look. I look in the show, your dude dead, right? Don't he die? My
That's a
person
low
keep
blow,
coming back
bro.
up.
That's a low
Wow,
blow, dog. Low blow.
wow,
You get a
wow,
flag. You get a flag.
brother.
That's a low blow.
If you want to go by the show,
We're not talking
You know what I'm
I'm playing
saying?
by your rules. I didn't
Hey,
bring that up. You did. It was in the show.
He said you fighting with a zombie.
Yeah, your boy didn't die. My person that came back 2, 3 times. Scar ain't coming back. So I guess by your own
so
definition, I won this match.
You,
you know
Your boy
what? You know
you know
what,
died.
man?
what? I'm gonna have to call it on that.
All right, all right. You know what I'm saying?
The simple fact that this only the simple fact Scar can only die once, and then she can come back multiple times.
You brought it up. You gonna watch how you play with the rules, right?
Hey, I didn't play with the rules, man. I didn't play with the rules. You just making up stuff, DOC. I thought
Who
we wasn't
started
doing what
this?
ifs. I thought we
Who
wasn't doing
started?
what
I
ifs,
didn't
man.
do it. What if you brought this
Okay.
up? You
I
brought
didn't
in
say
some.
nothing. I didn't say nothing about people dying, already being dead, and when you
You
know what I'm
said
saying,
it was
stuff
in that.
like
You
that.
said it was in the anime and manga. I just
Yes,
repeated your
I didn't
words to
say
you.
nothing. I didn't say nothing about where, in the timeline. I didn't say nothing about that.
I
Okay.
listen. I listen. I'm sorry you played loose by the rules and you lost by according to
I
your
didn't
own loose
lose,
rules.
man. I didn't lose. Okay,
I
this ain't
look.
the what if segment. Okay, I know for
I
a fact I
listen.
won. Pooh
We're
Bear,
gonna
Please,
we're gonna
please.
we're
shout
gonna
it
leave
out.
this one up to the people. Leave y'all's comments down at the bottom. If you on team Mr. Conspiracy, give your votes there. You know what I'm saying? If you backing up that Scar fight. But if you rolling my boy Doc, you know what I'm saying, who was representing Saber, go ahead and leave your
Boo.
comments down at the bottom, and then we'll let the people settle the fight.
Yeah,
Mr.
we'll let.
Conspiracy.
Mm, Well, since anime fisticuffs is done, you know what I'm saying. I give my partner here a little grace. We'll get into it next week if we're you know what I'm saying. But I
Wait a minute. Hold
appreciate you.
on. Did I hear that? Is
Yeah.
somebody talking? Is
Oh
somebody
yeah.
talking?
That's
Pooh
right.
Bear, I see you. I see you, but I don't see nobody else, man. Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that talking? I don't see nobody else.
I
Only
know.
see you, man.
I know. My future's so bright, it's hard to see me. I got you. It's okay. I got you. Well, now we move it on to the next section of the show since, I'm getting boos and soundboard effects on me because somebody took an L. But hey, I'm
Hey,
not gonna jump.
DOC, man, before we jump into the next segment, I just want to let you know this, man, okay? When your boy Mr. Conspiracy step into the building, everybody understand this is what they say, baby. You know what I'm saying?
The champ is her.
It's just that simple, man. So let's move on.
You keep rolling with that, bruh. And some people think a certain person's still president too. So hey, we can all run with our delusions, I guess. Excuse me. All right,
You guys are
Mr.
mean to
Cons-
each other.
Hey, just business as usual. That's all. Mr. Conspiracy, what's our next segment, sir? So we can go
Our
ahead and hop
next
into.
segment, you understand what's going down and coming around, baby. We gonna do what's hot and what's not. And since my man DOC ain't been here in a while, we're gonna go ahead and start with him. Give us your
Ooh.
hot, baby, and what's not.
Man, all right. Let me tell you what is not hot. All right, we'll start there. All right, since I got a chance to kind of gauge it out a little bit, I gotta tell you what's not hot, and it's gonna hurt some people's feelings. No, I already told you One Piece is not hot, but that's not what I'm doing today. It's actually since I talk so bad about him, but it's actually Death March in a Parallel World. Don't know if you saw it. It's
What?
okay. Death Death March in a Parallel World. So it is a
Oh,
sure
I
a
ain't never watched.
typical. I didn't really. It got boring, and I'll tell you because it's like he got Isekai, he got all this power, and then he spent most of the episode caking with his harem, and he don't really use his power to do much of anything, and it got really boring. So on a
Hmm.
what's not it, that's why I didn't really care for it. Like if he'd have done some other things, but I hate when they make the main character. He got all this power, but he's all super goofy. He don't know how to be
Mhm.
around women. I mean, that's loser level stuff right there. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't really care for it. And for my what's hot is manga I'm reading now called Return of the Legendary Spear Knight. Um
Okay.
Man, phenomenal. What it is about is the main character basically he gets betrayed after he defeats um basically I don't think it's a demon king or whatever. He gets betrayed by the people he loves basically, and they stab him in the back because after he I think it is a demon king he defeats, they're afraid of his power because he's more powerful than even the king and everything. So he reverts back in time to his younger self, and he starts making a lot of different decisions. And in their world, swords are the most powerful thing you can have, But he uses a spear, and he goes through with his knowledge, and basically he's on a quest to basically change the past, keep his family alive. So I really like it. If you get a chance, please go check the author out, support him. It's a very good series. Right now, it's 101 chapters. They're usually between 35 to 90 pages long.
Hmm.
So they're pretty long. I think you'll like the story. That's my what's hot, what's not this week. What about you, Pooh Bear? What you got? What you got?
Uh, what's hot? I'm gonna go with Baki Hama. This is, there's a bunch of Baki Hamas. So this one's Baki Hama, the world's strongest senior. They just dropped season 2, and I'm really in love with this one. If anybody that follows Baki Hama anime, so you know how they always have the tournaments and they always bringing in specialist kung fu, um, military tactics specialist, Hindu martial arts. They go through this big old tournament to see who's the strongest. Um, Most time Baki comes out on top. Sometimes he doesn't. This one was different. So they found a man who was in ice fighting a damn T-Rex, and they were frozen. Yeah. Like
Okay.
caveman basically.
Yeah.
And he was punching the T-Rex in the face, and the T-Rex's mouth is open, and you see the dude flying like. So they found him, like, okay, great discovery in the world, right? They take him back. It's like, man, what if we could bring him back to life? And then, of course, their dumbasses did. But come to find out, like, he being a million years old, he was the perfect product, like the epitome of human evolution that didn't even take place yet. That's how crazy he is. I think he's like 9 foot, weighing 450 pounds. Yeah, dude's a beast, killing dinosaurs and eating them. So of course,
Lord.
once all the real fighters saw this, if you're a real fighter in their world, what is your ultimate goal?
It's to be the
Fight
best.
the strongest.
Exactly, to be the strongest and fight the strongest.
Yep.
So they see this guy who beat up dinosaurs, and they could just, a fighter can look at another fighter and just tell he's strong without even like really having to fight him. So like all the main character fighters, they all get this itch. Even Ogre, Baki's daddy, was like, oh, I gotta go see this cat. So during the whole episode, they all going to see him. Finally, they get to fight him. Not everybody fights him, and I'm not gonna give it away, but so some people get maimed. Yeah. So if you fell in love with the character, I wouldn't do that. So one cat lost an arm, other cat lost a leg. And the caveman eats him too. By the way.
Oh.
Yeah. One dude lost bottom face. Yeah, bro. Like, dude is like insanely strong. So yeah, Baki Hama, the world's strongest senior, season 2. It's legit.
Okay. That sounds hot.
Yeah, I would. It's on Netflix, English. So yeah, check it out. I don't have a whole lot of what's not hot because I like everything, but I will, because since Doc wasn't here, I'll rehash one that you didn't hear. I went to another world as a vending machine.
Oh,
yeah, you weren't here for that. Yeah, you weren't here for that one.
Listen, you could have told me that's not hot just from the title. That's why you ain't even have to bring it up. I think that's self. Listen, if you think that's stupid, they got one. I was reincarnated as a pool. You know what I'm saying?
What?
The dude is basically a luxury spa, basically.
That's worse.
He's a luxury spa that makes people feel better.
That's worse. At least my guy can transform into different vending machines depending on the situation. And yeah, I keep watching it, and it's like, you can't get no more stupid than it. Nope, they proved me wrong.
Hey, listen. He better than the dude that's a hot spring. I'm sorry, bro. Like, the dude that's a hot spring.
Kid in the hot spring pitching it.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, that dude's a hot spring, dude.
Get in. What?
Yeah, that's the dude that's a hot spring. It don't. But you know what? I'm gonna say one thing and then I'm gonna give it back to Mr. Conspiracy. They be having some dumb reincarnations, man, on some of these isekai things. Because they got this one dude. He's like, I got reincarnated as a fish and I can fight now. And I'm like, y'all need to stop.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? The animations are good. Like, they wasting good animation.
They do really good animation. They do.
I can't get solo leveling, but we got a damn vending machine running around. Like, man,
they really have the story.
Might as well. Look, I'm just waiting for somebody to reincarnate as Poop and tell us his story about how he came back with his special.
I think they actually did that already.
Go ahead and go with your what's hot, what's not. I don't want to have a conversation. I don't want to have a conversation.
I'm going to find it for you, man, for the next episode. I will. I'm going to find it for you.
I don't think he wants you to find it. I think that's what he's saying.
I don't want you.
I'll make a picture down. I'm just going to show it.
He ain't listening to you, Doc. He ain't listening.
Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, man.
I'm good.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. All right, so what's hot, what's not for your boy over here? What's hot? It's probably gonna be an anime that we probably gonna talk about later on in another episode. It is Blue Lock. It only has one season right now. I cannot wait for season 2.
Yeah.
If you like sports, anime sports, this is probably the best one that I've seen after Kuroko played basketball. This is different because basically Japan and just Asia all as a whole is trying to make the best striker to ever exist in the world. And they're trying to make the greatest striker. So they basically bring all of these soccer players around their country to this camp called Blue Lock. And you thinking that it's like a regular camp, and that we're going to become better players. They don't understand the actual purpose of this camp. And when these players show up, they get put into these different groups and don't realize that as soon as they get put into these groups are determined by their actual level of talent. And they're thinking that they're like the best of the best and not realizing that, well, technically, actually, y'all suck. And so they basically locks you in this prison saying, hey, the only way you get out of here is if we throw you out, if you fail, or you become the best. And the only way that you're going to last is if you basically soak up all of the knowledge and destroy all of your friends, your ex-teammates, everyone. We don't care if
Mr.
anyone breaks a
Mr.
leg.
Mr. Conspiracy, you gotta throw one more thing in there. If you fail, you never get to play soccer again. I think you need to emphasize that other part of
Well, man,
that.
I wasn't gonna throw that out there to the people. I wanted them to see that when they actually watched it. But
I think put the stakes up there, bro. That's why it make it so good.
the stakes is up there. Let me say that, like the stakes is up there, and like the challenges that they have. I mean, I put it to you this way, bro. They are locked in this building. Period. They are locked in a building until they get to the end result. I mean, that is insane to me. You go to a camp and you end up in prison. And their whole purpose is to make a one player the greatest striker. One player out of like 1,000 something people. I think that it is a fantastic anime just for the fact of the story and just like the actual soccer. You actually get to see them play soccer, right? Like I'm not sure if like if people out there in the audience actually have seen soccer. They make soccer actually look interesting in this anime. If you don't like it, you should watch it because they make soccer look interesting in this.
Agreed.
And Pooh Bear, I know from experience, don't like sports. So if he say that, then
Yeah,
it's the real deal.
I love it.
And so that is my what's hot. I think you should go watch season 1. They do have a manga. You should go ahead and read that, but I would definitely watch season 1. It is phenomenal. That is my what's hot. My what's not, I'm gonna go ahead and go with a manga with the what's not right now. I'm not sure if y'all have actually heard of this. It is what is this thing? Immortal Swordsman in a Reverse World. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
see,
I
DLC.
actually I actually think that was funny. I actually think that's funny. That manga is actually funny to me.
Immortal Swordsman in the Reverse World. So this dude basically he basically gets pulled into this other world where the roles are reversed, where all of the
The
men's
gender
roles
roles,
are like the
all the
gender
gender
roles
roles.
basically
Oh,
are switched, right? But he's so like they have cultivation stuff like that, right? Basically like key and stuff like that, right? Like they had that
Yeah.
cultivation. Well, he was bad in his original world, like he was tough. And so when he comes into this new world, which is switch gender roles, he actually keeps his memories and stuff like that. Like he's not reincarnated, anything like that, and he's able to kind of keep his abilities, and he's able to grow stronger. My issue is that like in the first, I'd say DLC with like the first 30, 40, probably 50 chapters, like he's that dude. Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
gaining the harem. He's that dude, and after that, he becomes worse than I don't even know what I'm not even gonna say that word. But dude, he becomes trash.
But
He starts out as like real hard, and then he
OP.
basically fades into the back. He basically just fades into the background, and it becomes
I
like,
think I think the biggest problem is the way they write it. After you get past those 40 or
yeah,
50,
yeah.
they start. It's almost like you're not the main character anymore. you're
basically.
like the
Yeah, he's
side
not. Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
basically he becomes a side character after that.
That's
And
it.
you start seeing all these women who are like super strong, like, and then they come in and they can do stuff to him, and it's like,
Yeah.
at first it was like, okay, you could keep up. I get it. You behind some of these people, but then he became a side character. So I get what you said. No,
Yeah.
it starts off one way, but the writing to do you. That's that.
Yeah,
It
it's
always gets you
trash.
if you're writing. If you're writing fall off, I mean, look, look, didn't it happen in season 2 of I got in another world with my smartphone? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Yes. Oh my
trash.
goodness.
I'm so
Yes.
Yeah,
mad.
Yeah.
that's yeah, I mean, on all the stuff it could have been, but
Right.
again, you went away from the. I mean, it's no different than Sword Art Online. There's a certain point where they got away from the things that made it hit Kirito. So I get that in what you're talking about, Mr. Conspiracy. No, I agree with you on that
Yeah.
one.
So that's just pure trash. If you just want to just read it, so you're gonna say, "Oh man, that dude was cool." Please read after the first 50, and then you'll realize it starts going downhill real fast. And matter of fact, here's where it started going downhill. Right here, DLC is
Is it a
when he
spoiler
met that.
alert? You doing a spoiler alert? You gonna spoil it?
Spoiler
Don't spoil
alert.
it for the people. Don't
Okay, you
spoil
know
it,
what?
man. Don't do.
I ain't gonna do it.
Don't
I ain't
spoil it
gonna
for him.
do
Don't
it.
hurt him like
Okay,
that.
okay. Because okay. You know where it turned. All I know, I thought they was gonna go a different direction with it. I thought it was gonna get better, but it did. It went downhill after that. But okay, cool. I ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna be no spoilers. We're gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all know. It's called Immortal Swordsman in the Reversed World. Okay. Read it.
So
It's trash.
audience, I want you to listen to everything we said, and I want you to go read these recommendations on the what's hot, what's not. Please comment after you go read or watch some of these anime or manga. Tell us your thoughts. Like, you might think the vending machine is cool, or you might think the immortal swordsman in the reverse world is cool. Give us your thoughts. But these are our what's hot, what's not picks. So please, we want to hear from y'all. Let us know what your what's hot, what's not. You know what I'm saying? Tell us all about it. But yeah, those are some trashy stuff. So I think today the what's hot, worst, what's hot, what's not has to go to Pooh Bear on this one, because that vending machine, like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so garbage it didn't even come up in my what's hot. I couldn't even fathom that in my mind when I saw it on Crunchyroll. I just was like, no sir, just bypass. Nope. You brought it up, but golly, that's terrible. So you're right. You're right. You absolutely win this one. Mr. Robbins, you win hands down, because that is
And
worse than
and I'll give
anything we've
anything a
talked about.
chance. I give anything a chance, right? And I didn't understand. It made my nether reasons itch. Like, really? This somebody lost a bet, sir.
Well, folks, we didn't go past this
Damn,
time.
baby. Mr. Conspiracy. We out.